On our website, you can get PDF learning materials for free. Please visit englist.me.
Grim.
Looking or sounding very serious or gloomy.
Examples:
Grim reality. A grim-featured man. The result presented a grim picture of inefficiency and corruption.
Economy.
The system by which a country or region produces, manages, and distributes goods and services, including the money and finances involved in these activities, of an airline, the lowest priced, most basic option for seating in commercial travel.
Examples:
Economy of scale. Economy class. The economy of the country is struggling due to the recent political instability.
Fellow.
Someone who has the same job or interests as you, or is in the same class, profession, or situation as you.
Examples:
Junior fellow. Nice fellow. He is the kind of fellow who only works for his success.
Cheer.
To give a loud shout to show support, praise, or approval.
Examples:
Cheer for the home team. Cheer me up. Supporters in the stands cheered at every goal.
Largely.
Virtually entirely, to a large degree.
Examples:
Largely accepted. Largely mitigate the issue. Nevada is largely a desert state.
Commerce.
The activity of buying and selling things, especially on a large scale.
Examples:
Interstate commerce. The local chamber of commerce. This company has invested heavily in internet commerce.
Comparable.
Able to link the similarities or differences with others, similar or equivalent to someone or something.
Examples:
Comparable sales. A comparable amount of energy. Humans and apes have comparable anatomical structures.
Peculiar.
Odd and uncommon, sometimes in an unpleasant way.
Examples:
Peculiar way. Peculiar people. The juice has a peculiar taste.
Achievement.
A thing that someone has accomplished, primarily through their effort and ability.
Examples:
Student achievement. A remarkable achievement. This achievement has never been formally accepted.
Industrious.
Hardworking, diligent, and persistent in effort.
Examples:
Industrious worker. Industrious student. He was known to be very industrious and would often work late into the night.
Buck.
A male deer, A unit of currency, especially the US dollar. A sudden jolt or movement. A young man, verb, to resist or oppose something, such as an authority, trend, or convention.
Examples:
Buck the trend. Extra buck. I spotted a majestic buck with large antlers standing at the forest's edge.
Recession.
A period of economic decline, typically lasting for 6 months or more, during which trade and industrial activity decrease, and unemployment increases.
Examples:
Recession period. Recover from a recession. The country is facing a recession, with high unemployment and low GDP.
Equanimity.
A state of calmness, stability, and composure, particularly in the face of stress, adversity, or challenging situations.
Examples:
Achieve perfect equanimity. Lose equanimity. The CEO's equanimity during the crisis helped reassure the investors and employees.
Refer.
To direct someone's attention, thoughts, or questions to another source or person, to mention, cite, or allude to something as evidence or support.
Examples:
Refer to a book. Refer to a map. Please refer to the instruction manual for further assistance.
Organ.
A part of the body of an animal or plant that has a particular purpose and performs a specific job.
Examples:
Organ bleeding. Damage to internal organs. These infections have the potential to impact practically every organ system.
Unprecedented.
Never having been seen, done, or known before.
Examples:
Unprecedented boom. Unprecedented business opportunity. Unprecedented amounts of heckling and slogan shouting took place throughout the event.
Expansion.
The process of becoming larger or more extensive, or the result of this process.
Examples:
Industrial expansion. Expansion project. The company is undergoing an expansion, opening new locations in several states.
Accounting.
A system of recording and summarizing financial transactions and analyzing, verifying, and reporting the results.
Examples:
The accounting department. Accounting software. The company hired a new accountant to handle its accounting needs.
Roughly.
Approximately, but not precisely, with a violent manner.
Examples:
Roughly explain my idea. Roughly speaking. 5 miles is roughly similar to 8 kilometers.
Shadow.
A dark area or shape cast by an object blocking the passage of light, an area in darkness or shade, a reflected image or copy of something, a person, activity, or influence that follows or accompanies someone or something closely and persistently, often in a secretive or ominous manner.
Examples:
Shadow cast, shadow puppetry. The tree cast a shadow over the picnic area, providing relief from the sun.
Trigger.
To make something happen suddenly, to cause something such as a device, machine, etc., to function.
Examples:
Trigger a biochemical response. Trigger inflation. The incident triggered a political controversy.
Extraordinary.
Exceptional, unexpected, very unusual, surpassing the ordinary or usual.
Examples:
Extraordinary ability. Extraordinary weather. He narrated the extraordinary story of his adventure.
Cross-border.
Relating to or involving movement, interaction, or communication between different countries or regions, especially those that share a common border.
Examples:
Cross-border relations. Cross-border cooperation. The two neighboring countries have a cross-border trade agreement.
Globalization.
The process by which economies, societies, and cultures around the world become increasingly integrated and interconnected through the rapid exchange of goods, services, ideas, and people across international borders.
Examples:
The rapid pace of globalization. Globalization trend. The spread of popular culture worldwide is an example of cultural globalization.
Communicate.
To share or exchange information with others by speaking, writing, moving your body, or using other signals.
Examples:
Communicate his anxieties to the psychiatrist. Communicate well with my advisor. Dolphins use sound to communicate with each other.
Collapse.
To fall down or give way suddenly, often after breaking apart.
Examples:
The stock market collapsed. Ready to collapse. The roof finally collapsed after 3 days and 3 nights of heavy snowfall.
Communist.
Relating to or supporting the political ideology of communism, equals a form of socialism that abolishes private ownership.
Examples:
Communist Party. Communist activist. During the Cold War, many countries feared the spread of communist ideology.
Momentous.
Of great significance, importance, or consequence, having a profound or lasting effect or impact.
Examples:
Momentous achievement. Momentous decision. Graduating from college is a momentous occasion in one's life.
Episode.
A happening or story that is distinctive in a series of related events, an abrupt short period during which someone suffers from the effects of a physical or mental illness.
Examples:
End of the first episode. Episode of vertigo. I want to put that episode of my life behind me.
Post-war.
Relating to the period following a war, particularly World War II, characterized by the rebuilding and recovery of countries and societies.
Examples:
Post-war years. Post-war society. The post-war period was marked by economic growth and rebuilding efforts.
Disclosure.
The act of making something known or revealing information that was previously hidden or secret, often used in legal or financial contexts.
Examples:
Disclosure agreement. Public disclosure. The company's disclosure of its financial records led to a better understanding of its operations.
Smuggle.
To import or export something or someone without paying appropriate customs duties, often illegally.
Examples:
Smuggle drugs. Smuggle herself out of a country. He was able to smuggle a gun inside the prison.
Democracy.
A form of government in which the people have the authority to deliberate and decide legislation, or to choose governing officials to do so.
Examples:
Democracy advocate. Principles of democracy. Democracy often entails inclusive capitalism as well.
Opposition.
The act of disagreeing or resisting, the state of strong disagreement.
Examples:
Opposition campaign. Meet with opposition. The opposition party strongly disagreed with the government's proposed legislation.
Solidarity.
Unity or agreement of feelings or actions among a group, especially among individuals with a common interest.
Examples:
Solidarity among union members. Solidarity action. The workers showed solidarity in their strike for better working conditions.
Writ.
A written legal order or command.
Examples:
A writ of summons. Issue a writ. He was served with a writ of eviction, giving him the notice to vacate the property.
Eventually.
Finally, particularly after a long time or a lot of struggle, complications, and so on.
Examples:
Eventually become obsolete. Eventually succeed. The corporation eventually dominated the entire tobacco business.
Chief.
Most important or primary, noun, a person who is in charge.
Examples:
Chief accountant. Chief events of the year. Mining is a chief source of income for the country.
Correspondent.
A person who writes news reports for publication or broadcast.
Examples:
A foreign correspondent. Correspondent bank. The special correspondent reported live from the front line of the conflict.
Government.
The group of people with authority to control a country or state.
Examples:
Government bureaucracy. Government funding. The federal government is planning to increase taxes for the next fiscal year.
Ecstatic.
Feeling or characterized by intense joy, delight, or enthusiasm.
Examples:
Ecstatic joy. Ecstatic dance. She was ecstatic to receive the news that she had won the lottery.
Nasty.
Very bad, unpleasant, or offensive.
Examples:
A nasty smell. Receive a nasty surprise. The weather turned nasty.
Lurk.
To wait somewhere secretly, especially because you are about to attack someone or do something bad or illegal.
Examples:
Lurked behind the words. Lurk in the darkness. In the city, the risk of traffic accidents lurks at every corner.
Ethnic.
Relating or belonging to a group of people who share a cultural tradition.
Examples:
Ethnic minority. Single ethnic group. Each ethnic group has its unique rituals.
Nationalist.
Relating to or supporting a political ideology that emphasizes a strong sense of national identity and devotion to one's own country.
Examples:
Nationalist sentiment. Nationalist revolt. The nationalist rally attracted thousands of supporters.
Rear.
At, toward, or near the back part of something. Verb, to look after a child until it is an adult.
Examples:
The rear gate. Rear children. The player quickly went to the rear side of the defender.
Bloody.
Covered in or smeared with blood, involving or characterized by bloodshed or brutality.
Examples:
Bloody massacre. Bloody diarrhea. The crime scene was bloody and gruesome.
Chaos.
A state of complete confusion or disorder, often characterized by a lack of predictability or control.
Examples:
Chaos theory. Midst of chaos. The conference room was in chaos as everyone tried to speak at once.
Euphoria.
A feeling of intense happiness, excitement, or delight, a state of extreme joy or pleasure.
Examples:
Experience euphoria. Euphoria-inducing drug. Winning the lottery brought a feeling of euphoria to the lucky winner.
Wield.
To possess and exercise power, authority, etc.
Examples:
Wield her authority. Wield a bad influence. They wielded enormous power and influence.
Revolution.
A large-scale attempt to overthrow the government of a country, often using violence or war.
Examples:
Beginning of the Industrial Revolution. A political revolution. The revolution by the citizen resulted in a redistribution of wealth.
Obvious.
Easy to see, discover, or understand.
Examples:
Obvious reasons. His conclusion was obvious. There are obvious differences between the two wine-producing regions.
Unexpected.
Not anticipated or regarded as likely to happen.
Examples:
An unexpected visitor. Some unexpected events. The unexpected rainstorm caused the collapse of the corral.
Critic.
Someone who expresses opinions about the quality of books, music, etc.
Examples:
Art critic. Severe critic. Advocates for legal reform hear less harsh words from their critics.
Medal.
A flat, usually circular piece of metal or other material that is often given as an award or commemoration for an achievement, victory, or honor.
Examples:
Gold medal. A prize medal. She was proud to receive a medal for her hard work and dedication to the sport.
Lift.
To raise something to a higher position or level, to pick up something or somebody and move them to a different position.
Examples:
Lift sagging skin. Lift a ban on alcohol. The drought lifted the prices of grain globally.
Wrestling.
A sport in which two contestants grapple and try to throw each other to the ground.
Examples:
Wrestling match. Arm wrestling. He had always been interested in sumo wrestling and decided to try it.
Olympiad.
A period of 4 years, originally the time between the ancient Olympic Games and now commonly used to refer to the modern Olympic Games, which are held every 4 years.
Examples:
The modern Olympiad. Summer Olympiad. She won a gold medal in the Physics Olympiad and was praised by her teachers and peers.
Celebrity.
Someone who is well known, particularly in the entertainment industry.
Examples:
Baseball celebrity. Celebrity known worldwide. The popularity of the show made her an instant celebrity.
Fabulous.
Extremely pleasing or good, based on or told of in traditional stories.
Examples:
A fabulous price. A fabulous monster. Thank you for inviting such a fabulous party tonight.
Apartment.
A self-contained living unit within a larger building or complex, typically consisting of one or more rooms or an open space used for living, cooking, and sleeping.
Examples:
Rented apartment. Furnished apartment. I am seeking a spacious apartment with a balcony and a parking spot.
Casual.
Relaxed and informal in manner or dress, not planned or expected, not involving commitment or seriousness.
Examples:
Casual dress. Take a casual glance. They had a casual conversation over coffee at the local cafe.
Tap.
To hit someone or something quickly, gently, and often repeatedly, to use existing resources, such as energy, knowledge, etc.
Examples:
Tap a new market. Tap keyboard with an index finger. To expand the company, we must tap new human resources.
Luxury.
A state of great comfort or sophistication, mainly provided by expensive and beautiful things.
Examples:
Get into the luxury car market. Luxury hotel. His anti-luxury practices were quite strict.
Emergence.
The process or fact of coming into existence or becoming apparent.
Examples:
Emergence as a national leader. Re-emergence of rampant inflation. The emergence of a new virus can cause concern for public health.
Midwife.
A person trained to assist women during childbirth and to provide care for the mother and baby.
Examples:
Professional midwife. Serve as midwife. The clinical midwife assisted with the delivery of the baby.
Capitalism.
An economic system based on the private ownership of the means of production and their operation for profit.
Examples:
Advance capitalism. Under the umbrella of capitalism. Capitalism also guarantees intellectual property rights and thus promotes innovation.
Makeover.
The process or act of a complete transformation, especially relevant to the appearance of someone or something.
Examples:
Corporate makeover. Massive makeover. The company's drastic makeover is well known outside the industry.
Photograph.
A picture or image that is produced by a camera, a visual representation or record of a person, object, or scene that has been captured electronically or on film.
Examples:
Photograph album. Photograph memories. I found an old photograph of my grandparents from their wedding day.
Function.
The purpose or use of an object, system, or process, a particular activity or operation that is designed to serve a specific purpose, a mathematical concept that describes a relationship between two sets of values, called the input and output sets. Verb, to operate or work in a specific way, or to perform a particular task or purpose.
Examples:
Function properly. Immune function. The brain is an incredibly complex organ that controls the body's function.
Prop.
A piece of wood, metal, etc., placed beneath or against something to support it or keep it in position, a system, institution, or person that gives help or support to someone or something.
Examples:
Emotional prop. Prop stick. We have finally lost our last prop.
Brave.
Showing courage or fearlessness in the face of danger, difficulty, or adversity.
Examples:
Brave soldier. Brave decision. The brave firefighter rescued the family from the burning building.
Contract.
A legally binding agreement between two or more parties, setting out their rights and obligations to each other, typically in writing and enforceable by law.
Examples:
Employment contract. Contract law. The company signed a contract with the supplier for the delivery of goods.
Honor.
High regard or great respect for someone, the quality of having and doing based on a keen sense of morality. Verb, to show respect towards someone.
Examples:
Womanly honor. Honor our ancestors. I claim on my honor that it is true.
Prosaic.
Lacking excitement, imagination, or originality, dull, ordinary, or commonplace, relating to or characteristic of prose rather than poetry.
Examples:
Prosaic language. Prosaic approach. The book's prosaic writing style left me uninterested despite the dramatic premise.
Sociologist.
A person who studies the institutions and development of human society.
Examples:
Religious sociologist. French sociologist. Sociologist studies the changes in family structure due to modernization.
Privatize.
To transfer ownership or control of a business or industry from government or public control to private ownership or control. To make something into a private enterprise or organization.
Examples:
Privatize post offices. Privatize healthcare. The government wants to privatize specific industries to boost their efficiency.
Enforcement.
The act of ensuring that rules, regulations, or laws are obeyed or implemented. The act of applying force or pressure to compel compliance with rules or laws.
Examples:
enforcement action, enforcement officer. The enforcement of the new traffic laws led to a decrease in accidents.
Agency.
An organization or business that is responsible for specific activities or services, especially when representing other organizations or businesses. The capacity or power to act or exert influence, the ability to make decisions and take action.
Examples:
real estate agency, intelligence agency. The government agency regulated the country's food and drug safety standards.
Prefer.
To like, choose, or want one thing or person better than another.
Examples:
prefer physics to chemistry. Prefer a window seat. The birds prefer open water areas with reeds around them.
Mafia.
A secret criminal organization that engages in illegal activities such as gambling, extortion, racketeering, prostitution, and drug trafficking, typically maintains a strict code of loyalty, secrecy, and omerta, equals silence or non-cooperation with authorities.
Examples:
organized crime mafia. Mafia activities. The boss of the mafia was finally caught after years on the run.
Sack.
To remove or dismiss someone from a position or place. Noun, a large bag made of strong, rough material, such as burlap, that is used for storing or carrying things.
Examples:
sack an employee. A sleep sack. He was sacked from his job for stealing company property.
Security.
The state of being free from danger, risk, or harm, measures taken to protect against threats or attacks, a financial asset, such as a stock or bond that derives value exclusively from the ownership interest or claim to a particular underlying asset or obligation.
Examples:
national security. Security analyst. The building's security system includes cameras, alarms, and security guards.
Heading.
A title, caption, or heading that introduces or summarizes the content of a written or printed document, the direction or course in which something is moving or heading.
Examples:
chapter heading. Heading font. She carefully reviewed the heading of each section before diving into the research paper.
Knot.
A tight interlacing of something such as rope or thread.
Examples:
a hard knot. A knot of people. The Boy Scout showed us how to tie a knot that wouldn't come undone.
Labor.
Productive work, especially physical work done for wages, the people who do manual or physical work in a country or company for wage. Verb, to work hard or to strive and make an effort to reach a goal.
Examples:
seasonal labor, manual labor. In several countries, child labor is a serious social problem.
Surveillance.
The act of carefully monitoring a person suspected of a crime or a place where a crime may be committed or expected.
Examples:
he is kept under surveillance. Surveillance cameras. The novel contains a criticism of the surveillance society.
Underground.
Under the surface of the ground, a secret group organized to achieve a specific purpose, such as overthrowing the government or occupying a force.
Examples:
water flowing underground. Underground activist. Having underground parking has been very beneficial throughout the winter.
Killing.
The act of causing death, a sudden and intense force or effect that causes significant damage or destruction. A situation where someone is making a substantial amount of money or experiencing significant financial success.
Examples:
killing spree. Profit killing. The killing of unarmed civilians is considered a war crime.
Appalling.
Causing horror or shock, deeply disturbing or offensive, extremely bad or unpleasant.
Examples:
appalling crimes. Appalling behavior. The condition of that old house was appalling.
Conflict.
A strong disagreement, argument, or a violent clash between two opposing groups or individuals.
Examples:
the conflict between good and evil. The long-standing conflict. He and I often had conflicts, not only in personality, but also in ideology.
Perpetrate.
To commit or carry out a harmful or illegal act, particularly one that involves violence or deception. To be responsible for the creation or continuation of a negative situation.
Examples:
perpetrate harassment. Perpetrate a fraud. The criminal decided to perpetrate another robbery despite his previous arrest.
Atrocity.
Brutal act, an extremely wicked or cruel act.
Examples:
commit atrocity. Cold-blooded atrocity. The atrocity of the war left many children orphaned.
Paramilitary.
Relating to or resembling a military organization, but not part of a country's regular armed forces.
Examples:
paramilitary personnel. Paramilitary operation. The paramilitary group was responsible for maintaining security in the region.
Organization.
A group of people who work together for a shared purpose.
Examples:
Organization chart. Agricultural organization. She is the president of a large international organization.
Criminal.
A person who has committed a crime.
Examples:
Wanted criminal. Criminal investigation. The police are searching for the criminal who stole the jewels.
Syndicate.
A group of individuals or organizations combined to promote a common interest.
Examples:
Criminal syndicate. Syndicate member. The financial syndicate was involved in illegal activities.
Violent.
Involving or caused by physical force or aggression against someone or something.
Examples:
Victim of a violent crime. Violent incident. The protesters became violent when the police tried to disperse them.
Sinister.
Giving the impression that something bad or evil is happening or will happen.
Examples:
Sinister look. In sinister terms. The dark clouds in the sky gave off a sinister feeling.
Enterprise.
A business or company, a purposeful or industrious undertaking, especially one that requires effort.
Examples:
Undertake an enterprise. His business enterprise. A growing enterprise requires a bold leader.
Resolve.
To find a suitable answer to the problems or difficulty.
Examples:
Resolve a dispute. Resolve the computer error. This company resolves its battery problem completely.
Examine.
To study or consider a person or object attentively and thoroughly to learn something about them.
Examples:
Examine the data studiously. Examine the issue. Initially, we must examine all project-related expenses.
Underworld.
The criminal world or the world of organized crime, the realm of the dead in various mythologies.
Examples:
God of the underworld. Criminal underworld. The story of Orpheus and Eurydice is said to have taken place in the underworld, where Orpheus attempted to rescue his wife from the realm of the dead.
Victim.
A person who has been harmed, injured, or otherwise negatively affected by a particular action, circumstance, or event.
Examples:
Victim support. Victim compensation. The victim of the crime deserves justice and support to recover from the trauma.
Consume.
To spend something, especially fuel, energy, or time, in a large amount.
Examples:
Consume a large of alcohol. Consume electricity. A smaller car will consume less fuel.
Illicit.
Forbidden by law, rules, or custom, not approved of or socially acceptable.
Examples:
Illicit drugs. Illicit trade. He was arrested for his illicit activities in the black market.
Gang.
A group of people who organize and engage in criminal activity.
Examples:
A motorcycle gang. Gang member. The street gang was known for its violent behavior.
Retail.
The sale of goods or services to consumers, especially in small quantities, either directly to the end customer or through retail outlets.
Examples:
Retail store. A retail dealer. The retail industry has been affected by the rise of online shopping.
Locate.
To specify or determine the exact position of someone or something.
Examples:
Locate a missing pet. Locate a tumor. The robot can accurately locate construction material.
Balk.
To hesitate or stop abruptly before completing an action, often due to fear, uncertainty, or opposition, to refuse to comply with or agree to something.
Examples:
Balk at extra work. Balk in fear. After her first attempt to bake a cake failed, she didn't balk at trying again.
Vast.
Enormous in size, number, amount, or quantity.
Examples:
Vast majority. Vast desert. A vast audience viewed the broadcast.
Transit.
The act or process of passing through or across a place or state, transportation.
Examples:
A transit visa. Mass transit. Public transit is an essential service for many cities.
Zone.
A specific area, region, or section that is marked off or defined in some way.
Examples:
Time zone. Zone defense. He was reluctant to leave his comfort zone and try something new.
Heroin.
A highly addictive and illegal drug derived from morphine, typically administered by injection and often associated with serious health problems, including overdose and addiction.
Examples:
Smoking heroin. Heroin overdose. The withdrawal symptoms from heroin can be intense and painful.
Cocaine.
A highly addictive stimulant drug that is derived from the leaves of the coca plant, often used recreationally for its euphoric effects, but also used in medicine as a local anesthetic and vasoconstrictor.
Examples:
Powder cocaine. Cocaine overdose. The drug dealer was arrested for possession of cocaine.
Trafficking.
The illegal trade in goods, services, or people, often across national borders.
Examples:
Trafficking operation. Narcotic trafficking. Human trafficking is a serious issue that needs to be addressed by governments and organizations worldwide.
Prostitute.
A person, typically a woman, who engages in sexual activity in exchange for payment.
Examples:
Prostitute street. A male prostitute. She turned to prostitute to make ends meet.
Precious.
Uncommon and extremely valuable.
Examples:
Price of precious metals. Precious information. We cannot afford to squander precious time.
Mineral.
A solid inorganic substance occurring in nature having a definite chemical composition.
Examples:
Vitamin and minerals. Mineral rights. The robust economy of the country is based on its mineral resources.
Union.
A group of employees who have banded together to advocate for their rights and better their working conditions. The act or the state of joining together or being joined together.
Examples:
Bank and credit unions. A craft union. The trade union remained adamant about its demands.
Reap.
To harvest a grain crop from a field, to obtain something beneficial as a consequence of something that you have done.
Examples:
Reap the benefits. Reap crops. He reaped a significant profit from the listing of his company's stock.
Transform.
To change an outward structure or looks.
Examples:
Transform an education system. Transform heat into power. My father's death transformed my life completely.
Affluent.
Rich and wealthy, having a lot of money and material wealth.
Examples:
Affluent society. Live in affluent circumstances. She lived in an affluent neighborhood surrounded by wealth and luxury.
Comprise.
To include or consist of something, the act of making up or forming something.
Examples:
Comprise a large percentage. Comprise the recent past. The team comprises players from different countries.
Significance.
The importance or value attached to something. The quality of being significant or noteworthy.
Examples:
Significance level. Mystical significance. The significance of his discovery cannot be overstated.
Minority.
The smaller part of a group, especially a number or part representing less than half of the whole, a period before adult legal age.
Examples:
A minority position. Number of minority students. Some ethnic minority groups experience discrimination in society.
Leisure.
The freedom provided by the absence of pressures or responsibilities.
Examples:
Leisure activity. A person of leisure. I like to spend my leisure time playing sports or reading on weekends.
Spare.
Additional to what is necessary for ordinary use, verb, to give time, money, space, etc. to someone.
Examples:
Spare parts. Spare cost. I made plans to spend my spare time beneficially.
Stick.
To put something, usually a sharp object, into something, noun, a thin piece of wood or other material.
Examples:
Stick a key in a lock. Fire stick. You stick a bill in the change machine, and the coins pop out.
Euro.
The official currency of most European Union countries.
Examples:
The value of the euro. Euro crises. Some countries may leave the euro.
Employ.
To give somebody a job and pay them for it, to make use of.
Examples:
Employ job seekers. Employ a new method. When making arrests, police officers frequently employ excessive force.
Illegal.
Not allowed by law.
Examples:
Illegal drugs. Child of illegal immigrants. The customs agents seized the illegal shipment.
Migrant.
A traveler who moves from one region or country to another, especially to find work or better living conditions, a bird or an animal that moves from one place to another.
Examples:
Migrant worker. The movement of migrant birds. The government revoked his license to employ migrant labor crews.
Laborer.
A person who works with their hands, especially manual work in manual trades and industries.
Examples:
An unskilled laborer. Laborers' union. The seasonal laborer worked hard to build the bridge.
Operate.
To work in a particular way, to supervise something.
Examples:
Operate 24 hours a day. Manually operate a machine. This machine is too difficult to operate for me.
Distribute.
To give something to a large number of individuals, or to spread or furnish something.
Examples:
Distribute wealth evenly. Distribute video content. His estate was distributed to his sons.
Consumption.
The amount used or eaten, the act of using up a resource such as energy, food, or materials.
Examples:
Average fuel consumption. The consumption of food. In our country, water consumption usually decreases during the winter.
Statistics.
The discipline that concerns the collection, organization, analysis, interpretation, and presentation of data.
Examples:
Statistics for cancer. Official statistics. The statistics demonstrate that poverty and unemployment are genuine problems.
Develop.
To grow or expand, to improve or refine through a process of progress and refinement, often to achieve greater sophistication or complexity, to elaborate or add detail to something that is in the process of being created.
Examples:
Develop a strategy. Develop a skill. We must develop a new system to streamline our workflow and increase efficiency.
Threaten.
To utter intentions of injury or punishment against someone.
Examples:
Threaten a healthy relationship. Threaten national security. Various artificially induced causes are threatening our ecosystem.
Bloodshed.
The act of shedding blood, often used to describe violence or war, injury or death caused by violence or conflict.
Examples:
Bloody bloodshed. Massive bloodshed. The negotiations failed, leading to threats of bloodshed between the two countries.
Consequence.
The outcome of a particular action or event, especially relative to an individual.
Examples:
Unintended consequences. The consequence of an argument. These economic activities had disastrous environmental consequences.
Republic.
A state or country in which the people and their elected representatives hold supreme power and which has an elected or nominated president rather than a monarch.
Examples:
Republic democracy. The Republic of Art. The United States is a federal presidential constitutional republic.
Planet.
Any of the 9 large celestial bodies that circle in the solar system, any celestial body that revolves around a star.
Examples:
Planet like the Earth. Save the planet. Mercury is the closest planet to the Sun.
Cooperate.
To work together with one or more people or organizations to achieve a goal.
Examples:
Cooperate with one another. Cooperate closely in various ways. The team had to cooperate to complete the project on time.
Seize.
To catch or take hold of someone or something suddenly and forcibly, to capture the attention or imagination of something.
Examples:
Seize a person's property. Seize the day. He has the superpower to seize a business opportunity.
Colt.
A young male horse, usually under 4 years old, a young, inexperienced person, particularly in a certain field or sport.
Examples:
Colt training. Spooked colt. The young colt galloped across the field, kicking up clouds of dust.
Laptop.
A portable computer that is small enough to be carried around easily and used on your lap.
Examples:
Bring my laptop. Thin and light laptop. I need to finish this report by tonight, so I'll be working on my laptop all day.
Console.
To provide emotional support or encouragement to someone. Noun, a type of table that is meant to be displayed against a wall. A control panel or unit that houses the controls for a particular piece of equipment.
Examples:
Console her for the loss of her son. Console the spirits of the victims. She consoled her crying friend with words of encouragement.
Lord.
A person who has general authority, control, or power over others, a man of noble rank or high office.
Examples:
A young lord. Lord of castle. The feudal lord had ruled the land for many years.
Exchange.
To give something and receive something else in return, often with the implication that the items being traded are of equal or comparable value. Noun, the act of giving or taking something in return for something else, a place or system where goods or services can be bought, sold, or traded.
Examples:
Exchange rate. Exchange a few friendly words. My sister and I frequently exchange books as we love reading.
Desire.
A strong feeling of wanting to have or do something.
Examples:
Unsatisfied desire. Fleshly desire. Low sexual desire typically correlates with low testosterone levels.
Primary.
First or highest in rank, order, or importance, most fundamental or essential, pertaining to the initial or introductory stage of something, such as a school year or election cycle.
Examples:
Primary school. Primary education. The primary cause of the accident was due to the icy road conditions.
Convenient.
Useful, helpful, or quick to do.
Examples:
Convenient way. Convenient location. The airport offers 5 convenient access routes. Cigarette. A small cylindrical roll of finely cut tobacco leaves wrapped in paper for smoking.
Examples:
A mild cigarette. A cigarette case. He lit a cigarette and leaned against the wall.
Impose.
To officially force a new law, tax, duty, etc., to be obeyed or received.
Examples:
Impose harsher sanctions. Impose tariffs. The problem with achievement tests is the narrowness they impose on students.
Handsome.
Physically attractive and pleasing in appearance, attractive and generous.
Examples:
A handsome young man. A handsome salary. The politician was known for his handsome appearance and charm.
Profit.
Money that is earned in business or by selling things after deducting the costs involved.
Examples:
Gross profit. Make a profit. This business yields little profit.
Demonstrate.
To display something or give an exhibition to an interested audience.
Examples:
Demonstrate a difference. Demonstrate mastery. How can you demonstrate that the Earth is a sphere?
Doll.
A child's toy that typically represents a human figure, especially a young girl, an attractive woman, a woman who is subservient or passive.
Examples:
Plastic doll. Rag doll. The antique doll was worth thousands of dollars.
Revenue.
The income that a government receives from taxes or that a company earns from its business.
Examples:
Tax revenue. Annual revenue. This graph indicates the city's tourism revenue over 5 years.
Underwrite.
To assume financial responsibility for something.
Examples:
Underwrite a loan. Underwrite an issue of shares. The insurance company decided to underwrite the policy for the new building.
Unscrupulous.
Having or showing no moral principles, not honest or fair.
Examples:
Unscrupulous conduct. Unscrupulous tactics. The unscrupulous salesman pressured me into buying a car I didn't want.
Individual.
A single person or thing, as distinct from a group.
Examples:
A private individual. Individual freedom. As an individual, he had the right to make his own decisions and live his life as he saw fit.
Intervene.
To intentionally get involved in a situation to improve it or prevent it from getting worse.
Examples:
Intervene in a dispute. Intervene between quarreling parties. Following international law, our country does not intervene in the internal affairs of our neighbors.
Hurl.
To throw something with great force.
Examples:
Hurl a brickbat. Hurl a cup out of the window. She angrily hurled the book across the room.
Drown.
To die or cause to die by being unable to breathe underwater.
Examples:
Drown in a bath. I was drowned in work. Floods have the potential to drown any subsurface animals easily.
Chase.
To pursue something or someone, to catch or capture them. To go after something vigorously or with determination. Noun, a pursuit or a hunt, a narrow groove or channel cut into a surface, often used for decorative purposes.
Examples:
Chase a dream. Wild goose chase. The police officer chased the suspect through the crowded streets until they finally caught him.
Vessel.
A ship or large boat.
Examples:
Blood vessels. Naval vessels. The vessel arrived in port the following day.
Deregulation.
The process of reducing or removing government regulations and restrictions in a particular industry or sector, often to promote competition and reduce costs.
Examples:
Deregulation of the economy. Aviation deregulation. The government's deregulation of the telecommunications industry led to increased competition.
Liberalize.
To make something more liberal, open, or permissive, typically in terms of laws, regulations, or social practices, allowing greater freedom, flexibility, or tolerance.
Examples:
Liberalize drug laws. Liberalize regulations. The government decided to liberalize trade policies to boost economic growth.
Laundry.
The act of washing clothes and linens, a room or area where clothes are washed and ironed.
Examples:
Send out the laundry. Laundry room. I need to do the laundry before I run out of clean clothes.
Champagne.
A type of sparkling wine produced in the Champagne region of France, or any similar wine produced elsewhere.
Examples:
Champagne toast. Champagne celebration. They opened a bottle of champagne to celebrate their success.
Era.
A period that is distinct from others, typically in history.
Examples:
Dawn of a new era. The era of the Renaissance. Political corruption was common throughout the post-war era.
Lucrative.
Producing a great deal of profit, financially rewarding.
Examples:
Lucrative deal. lucrative market. Investing in real estate can be a lucrative business if done correctly.
Compete.
To strive to achieve more success than someone or something.
Examples:
Compete against a friend. Compete fiercely. You must compete with others to obtain this position.
Mechanism.
A part of a machine, or a set of parts that performs a task, a natural or established process that occurs during a specific situation or reaction.
Examples:
The mechanism for DNA replication. Defense mechanism. He discovered unique mechanisms for photochemical reactions.
Licit.
Legal, lawful, conforming to the laws and regulations of a particular place or jurisdiction.
Examples:
Licit drugs. Licit business. The company only hires employees with a licit work permit to avoid legal issues.
Deposit.
A sum of money or materials placed or kept in a bank, safety deposit box, or other secure places for safekeeping, a layer of rock, sand, or other material left behind by a flowing liquid or eroding force.
Examples:
Deposit money. Deposit accumulation. I made a deposit at the bank to add money to my account.
Dubious.
Having doubts or reservations, uncertain.
Examples:
Dubious credibility. Direct a dubious look. The evidence presented in court had a dubious origin, raising questions about its authenticity.
Quest.
A long or challenging search for something.
Examples:
The quest for truth. On a quest for happiness. That adventurer traveled in quest of buried treasure.
Offshore.
Situated at or happening in the sea, not far from the shore or land, of winds coming from the land.
Examples:
An offshore oil field. An offshore fund. The company undertakes offshore development for software companies in many countries.
Essential.
Indispensable, fundamental.
Examples:
Essential amino acid. Essential commodities of life. Trial and error is an essential part of education.
Parade.
A public procession, especially one celebrating a special day or event.
Examples:
A military parade. Parade route. The annual 4th of July parade is popular in the town square.
Evasion.
The act of avoiding or escaping from someone or something, such as an opponent, a pursuer, or an unpleasant situation.
Examples:
Evasion of responsibility. Take shelter in evasion. The evasion of his responsibility was reprehensible.
Transnational.
Relating to or involving activities, organizations, or individuals that cross national boundaries or operate in multiple countries, having a presence or influence in multiple countries or regions.
Examples:
Transnational migration, transnational crime. The company operates as a transnational corporation, with offices and operations in multiple countries.
Rid.
To make someone or something free of unwanted or unpleasant tasks, objects, or person.
Examples:
Get rid of the rats. Rid the body of waste products. We must rid ourselves of pollution.
Consistent.
Always behaving or happening in the same way, or having the same thoughts, standards, etc.
Examples:
Do on a consistent basis. Get consistent results. You are not consistent in your behavior.
Corrosive.
Having the ability to corrode or erode a material or substance, causing damage or deterioration over time, harmful or destructive.
Examples:
Corrosive substance. Corrosive effect. The corrosive acid ate away at the metal pipes.
Entity.
Something that exists independently and has its own identity.
Examples:
Legal entity. Government entity. A company is a distinct legal entity.
Concerned.
Feeling worry or interest about something, showing interest or attention.
Examples:
Persons concerned. Concerned citizen. I am concerned about the safety of the children playing in the park.
Necessity.
The state or fact of being needed, anything indispensable.
Examples:
In great necessity. The necessity of the concrete measure. He emphasized the necessity of immediate action.
Legislation.
A law or a set of laws suggested and then passed by a parliament, or the act of making or enacting laws.
Examples:
Anti-terrorist legislation. Introduce legislation. Similar legislation had already been rejected by the parliament 4 times.
Regulation.
An official rule made and maintained by a government or some other authority, the act of controlling or directing something according to a rule.
Examples:
A company regulation. Regulation by the government. The regulation approved by Congress was perfunctorily implemented.
Jail.
A facility where criminals are kept to be punished for their crimes, a prison.
Examples:
County jail. Be in jail. The police escorted the prisoner to the jail.
Cartel.
A group of businesses or organizations that join together to control the production and distribution of a particular product or service, often to limit competition and increase profits.
Examples:
Cartel agreement. Drug cartel. The chocolate cartel was formed to control the price and supply of cocoa to chocolate manufacturers.
Regulator.
A person or thing that controls or balances something. A person or an organization that is responsible for control and supervision of a particular activity or area of public interest.
Examples:
Regulator body. A speed regulator. The financial industry regulator was responsible for ensuring that companies followed the laws.
Fleece.
A soft, thick, and fluffy layer of fiber that forms the coat of a sheep or similar animal. Verb: to shear the wool from a sheep or similar woolly animal.
Examples:
Fleece material. Fluffy fleece. She wore a fleece jacket to stay warm in the chilly weather.
Ordinary.
Not different, exceptional, or unexpected in any way, especially in quality, ability, size, or degree.
Examples:
An ordinary school. Ordinary annual revenue. The ordinary session of the Diet opened.
Folk.
People in general, especially those of a particular group or type.
Examples:
Folk art. The folk songs of a particular district. Some seaweed was used as folk medicine in ancient times.
Narcotic.
A drug or substance that dulls the senses and induces a state of lethargy or sleep. A drug that is illegal or highly regulated for medical use due to its ability to cause addiction or harm.
Examples:
Narcotic drug. Narcotic addiction. The doctor prescribed a narcotic painkiller to alleviate her chronic pain.
Marijuana.
A psychoactive drug derived from the cannabis plant, used for medicinal or recreational purposes. A drug that is illegal in some countries and states, but legal in others for specific purposes.
Examples:
Recreational marijuana. Medical marijuana. Studies have shown that long-term use of marijuana can have adverse effects on cognitive abilities.
Mom and pop.
Describing a small, family-owned and operated business or enterprise, typically characterized by personalized service and involvement of family members in day-to-day operations.
Examples:
Mom and pop grocery. Mom and pop restaurant. We prefer to shop at mom and pop stores instead of big box chains to support local businesses.
Ops.
A shortened form of operations, the various functions and activities performed by an organization or business to achieve its goals.
Examples:
Special ops, ops team. The military has a dedicated cyber ops division tasked with protecting national security.
Province.
The territory occupied by one of the constituent administrative districts of a nation.
Examples:
Bengal Province, Home Province. A network of railways has developed over the province.
Inspector.
A person whose job is to inspect, examine, or investigate something, often on behalf of an organization or official body.
Examples:
Inspector General, Building Inspector. The school inspector was there to evaluate the teacher's performance and the student's progress.
Royal.
Relating to or belonging to the king or queen or a member of their family.
Examples:
A royal palace, Prince Royal. She is willing to give up her position in the royal family to marry him.
Cavern.
A large, natural underground space.
Examples:
A yawning cavern, Cavern tour. The explorer discovered a large cavern deep underground.
Warehouse.
A large building for storing goods and merchandise, especially before they are sold, used, or sent out to shops.
Examples:
A rental warehouse, warehouse debt. The fire ruined all the food stored in the warehouse.
Regularly.
At regular intervals or times.
Examples:
Regularly arranged. Post regularly to a blog. This site regularly shares high-quality academic materials.
Confiscate.
To seize, take or appropriate something by authority, often as a penalty for breaking laws or rules.
Examples:
Confiscate drugs. Confiscate property. The security officer had to confiscate the weapon from the suspect.
Insatiable.
Impossible to satisfy or content, having a strong desire or craving that is excessive or unquenchable.
Examples:
Insatiable curiosity. Insatiable appetite. His insatiable hunger for success drove him to work countless hours.
Bud.
A small swelling on a plant stem or twig containing an undeveloped shoot.
Examples:
Pinch off a bud. Bud grafting. The flower was starting to show its bud and would soon bloom into a beautiful blossom.
Organic.
Pertaining to or derived from biological substance, producing plants and animals for food and other items without the use of synthetic chemicals.
Examples:
Organic soils. Eat organic food. Kidney is an organic component of the body.
Admission.
The act of allowing someone to enter or become a member of a group, organization, institution, or place. The act of acknowledging or confessing something, often a truth or a wrongdoing.
Examples:
Admission fee. Gain admission. She received her college admission letter in the mail today.
Dent.
To make a depression or indentation in the surface of something. Noun, a depression scratched or carved into a surface.
Examples:
Dent removal. Dent his pride. He accidentally dented his car when he bumped into a tree.
Export.
To send goods or services to another country for sale. To transfer electronic data out of a database or document in a format that other programs can use.
Examples:
Export goods. Export the data. The country exports a large amount of agricultural products.
Expand.
To increase or to make something greater in size, number, or importance.
Examples:
Expand a lineup. Expand agricultural output. They hope to expand their business worldwide.
Enormous.
Extremely large or great.
Examples:
Enormous amount. Enormous potential. Shakespeare's output of poetry was enormous.
Concomitant.
Occurring or existing alongside something else, accompanying or concurrent, often used to describe events, conditions, or aspects that are directly associated with each other.
Examples:
Concomitant effects. Concomitant factors. The rise in pollution has led to a concomitant increase in respiratory diseases.
Nation.
A large organized community of people living in a particular country or region and having a particular culture.
Examples:
Nation-state. A seafaring nation. The nation of Japan is known for its unique culture and advanced technology.
Recognize.
To acknowledge or realize something or someone, to identify, remember, or become aware of something that was previously known or encountered.
Examples:
Recognize talent. Recognize achievement. It's important to recognize your strengths and weaknesses.
Ecstasy.
A state of overwhelming happiness, joy, or pleasure, an emotional or mental state of intense feelings of delight or happiness that is often accompanied by intense physical sensations.
Examples:
Ecstasy pills. State of ecstasy. She danced with ecstasy as her favorite band played their hit song.
Synthetic.
Made by combining chemical substances as opposed to being naturally occurring.
Examples:
synthetic fiber, synthetic fertilizer. Synthetic diamonds play an essential role as machine tool blades.
Reproduce.
To make a copy of something such as a picture, piece of text, music, etc., to produce offspring through a sexual or asexual process.
Examples:
reproduce the painting, reproduce by myself. By dividing and creating copies of themselves, bacteria reproduce.
Shift.
A slight transition in position, direction, or trend.
Examples:
Doppler shift, major paradigm shift. Could you help me shift some furniture?
Trend.
A general direction in which something is changing or developing.
Examples:
an international trend. The trend away from television. The oil price continued their downward trend.
Overwhelm.
To defeat someone or something by using a great deal of force, to have a strong emotional effect on somebody.
Examples:
he was overwhelmed with gratitude. Overwhelm opponents by numbers. Too much variety may overwhelm and confuse viewers.
Policy.
A set of rules, guidelines, principles, or procedures that govern decision-making or action, often used in the context of business or government. A course of action or plan of action adopted or followed by an organization or individual to achieve a goal or objective.
Examples:
health policy, foreign policy. The company's new policy on remote work has made it a more inclusive workplace.
Overdue.
Past the expected or scheduled time, not completed or paid on time, delayed, tardy, or postponed.
Examples:
overdue bill, overdue task. Her library books were overdue, so she had to pay a fine to check out more.
Rethink.
To consider again a plan, idea, etc., especially to change it.
Examples:
rethink a marketing plan. Rethink the role of the manager. We have to rethink our company's product lineup for further growth.
Adapt.
To make fit forward change to suit a new purpose or environment.
Examples:
adapt fully to the environment. Adapt as needed. I advised him to adapt to his new surroundings.
Opportunistic.
Making use of a current situation to get power or advantage, especially regardless of planning or principle.
Examples:
opportunistic fungus, opportunistic behavior. Many of the party's members joined for simply opportunistic reasons.
Regulatory.
Having the power to control or restrict something such as business or industry according to rules or principles.
Examples:
regulatory cells, compliance with regulatory requirements. In the past, Japanese banks were protected by regulatory control.
Arrest.
To take into custody.
Examples:
arrest the thief, arrest the progress. A police officer has the authority to arrest a criminal.
Frank.
Honest and sincere, open and candid in expression.
Examples:
frank and open discussion. Make a frank apology. Full involvement means frank and prompt responses.
Competition.
A situation in which someone is attempting to beat or outperform another.
Examples:
the first round of the competition. Interspecific competition. Global competition is rising in virtually every industry.
Bullet.
A metal projectile that is shot from a gun.
Examples:
bullet wound, bullet train. The stray bullet went through the window and hit the wall.
Dope.
A slang term for drugs, typically illegal ones. Any thick liquid or paste-like substance, information or news, especially if thought to be confidential.
Examples:
dope scandal, smoking dope. He was arrested for possessing illegal dope.
Frequent.
Happening constantly.
Examples:
frequent absence, frequent use. His heartaches are less frequent now.
Invade.
To enter aggressively into another's territory by military force for conquest and occupation.
Examples:
invade other tissues. Invade his privacy. I have no intention to invade your privacy.
Corporate.
Of or relating to a large company.
Examples:
corporate right, corporate environment. The corporate office has decided to lay off 10% of the workforce.
Sector.
A distinct part or division of something often used to refer to a segment of an economy or industry, an area or field of work or activity.
Examples:
industrial sector, private sector. The technology sector is constantly evolving and innovating.
Counterfeit.
Made an imitation of something else to deceive or defraud, not genuine or authentic.
Examples:
Counterfeit document. Counterfeit money. The company hired a team of experts to identify counterfeit products in their supply chain.
Cyber.
Relating to or involving computers, computer networks, or virtual reality.
Examples:
Cyberbullying. Cybercrime. Cyber-espionage between countries can have serious consequences.
Terribly.
Very badly, to a great extent or very much.
Examples:
Suffer terribly. I am terribly sorry. His arm was swollen and terribly red.
Introduction.
A preliminary explanation or remarks given before the start of a text, performance, or event, the act of bringing something new into existence or introducing something to a wider audience or new market.
Examples:
Introduction education. Self-introduction. The introduction to the new class was informative and engaging.
Accurate.
Correct and exact in all details.
Examples:
Provide accurate information. Accurate measurements. The official transcript contains accurate academic records.
Kit.
A set of tools, supplies, or equipment for a particular purpose.
Examples:
Survival kit. A first aid kit. I bought a new tool kit for my home repair projects.
Avenue.
A wide road in a town or city, especially with trees or tall buildings on both sides, a line of approach.
Examples:
An avenue of poplars. An avenue to success. They explored every avenue they could think of.
Hooked.
Being caught or caught up in something, curved down like an eagle's beak.
Examples:
Hooked hair. Hooked on drugs. My son was hooked on the internet.
Penetrate.
To pass into or through something, often by overcoming resistance.
Examples:
Penetrate a cell. Penetrate quickly into the skin. Western ideology slowly penetrates through the Eastern countries.
Fascinating.
Extremely interesting.
Examples:
Fascinating story. Completely fascinating to me. The museum houses a fascinating collection of Celtic artifacts.
Engineer.
A person whose job is designing, building, or maintaining something such as machines, structures, or software.
Examples:
A civil engineer. Engineer shortage. The engineer will repair my telephone tomorrow morning.
Persuade.
To convince or induce someone to do something by presenting a reason or argument, to sway or influence someone's decision or opinion.
Examples:
Attempt to persuade. Persuade a hijacker to surrender. She tried to persuade her brother to join her on the trip.
Virus.
A tiny infectious organic material that causes disease in people, animals, and plants.
Examples:
Spread of the virus. A strain of virus. An infected person in the hospital will likely pass the virus to others.
Fortunate.
Having good luck or lucky.
Examples:
Fortunate situation. Less fortunate person. He was pretty fortunate to pass the exam.
Harbor.
An area of water next to the coast where ships and boats are protected from rough water by piers, jetties, and other artificial structures. Verb, keep in one's possession.
Examples:
A sheltered harbor. Harbor a resentment. The tsunami swamped every boat in the harbor.
Sentimental.
Connected with or resulting from someone's emotions, rather than reason or realism.
Examples:
In a sentimental mood. Sentimental damage. Stop being sentimental and always speak the truth.
Emotion.
A strong feeling such as love, anger, etc., deriving from one's situation, mood, or relationships with others.
Examples:
Control my emotion. Afraid to show emotion. Some emotions are common across cultures and backgrounds.
Inbox.
An electronic folder on a computer or phone where new emails, text messages, etc., that are sent to you are kept.
Examples:
Inbox full of emails. Inbox folder. After you register, you will receive an email with a coupon shortly in your inbox.
Dispatch.
To send someone or something somewhere for a particular purpose. To send a message or piece of information.
Examples:
Dispatch soldiers. Dispatch a letter. The ambulance was dispatched to the scene of the accident.
Hasty.
Done or acting with excessive speed or urgency and without sufficient thought or consideration.
Examples:
A hasty temper. Hasty commitment. The hasty conclusion drawn by the researchers resulted in flawed study findings.
Recycle.
To sort and collect things to process them and produce valuable materials that can be used again.
Examples:
Recycle the cardboard boxes. Recycle milk packaging into new paper. We largely recycle the circuit board of cell phones because they contain a lot of valuable metals.
Bin.
A container, usually that has a lid and used for waste.
Examples:
A waste bin. Mail bin. You can open the overhead bin after landing.
Infection.
A condition in which pathogenic microorganisms or viruses have entered the body.
Examples:
A bacterial infection. Treat the infection with antibiotics. Hospitals must meet various standards to prevent nosocomial infections.
Assist.
To help someone in doing anything.
Examples:
Assist a patient. Assist his goal. Please assist her with the furniture relocation.
Mosquito.
A small flying insect whose female bites people and animals and sucks their blood, and sometimes transmits serious diseases such as malaria.
Examples:
Mosquito bite. Mosquito repellent. A stagnant water area are breeding ground for mosquitoes.
Malaria.
A severe disease caused by a parasite that is spread by the bite of an infected mosquito.
Examples:
Malaria mosquitoes. Malaria endemic area. Many people in tropical countries die from malaria every year.
Parasite.
An organism that lives on or in another organism and benefits by deriving nutrients at the other's expense.
Examples:
Blood-sucking parasite. Parasite disease. Tapeworms are parasites that live in the intestines of humans and animals.
Infest.
To swarm or overrun with a large number of something undesirable, such as pests or parasites.
Examples:
Infest a building. Infest a garden. The old storage shed was infested with rats and had to be torn down.
Expense.
The money, time, or effort incurred or required for something.
Examples:
Enormous expenses. Expense account. For this project to be successful, we must control expenses strictly.
Destroy.
To ruin or damage severely or completely, to eradicate or eliminate completely.
Examples:
Destroy the ecosystem. Destroyed evidence. The building was destroyed in the fire and had to be rebuilt.
Discovery.
The act or process of finding information, a place, or an object, or learning about something that was previously not known.
Examples:
A scientific discovery. The great discovery of the century. Her research team made an important discovery.
Resistance.
The act of defending oneself from an aggressor or refusing to accept something.
Examples:
resistance movement, resistance to insulin. The bill to increase the consumption tax had passed despite much resistance from the public.
Afford.
To have enough money or time to be able to buy or do something.
Examples:
afford to buy a new car. Afford a high travel cost. He cannot afford a holiday.
Dose.
A quantity or amount of medicine or a drug that is taken or administered at one time, typically measured out in specific units, a similar measure of exposure to a harmful substance or radiation.
Examples:
dose adjustment, daily dose. She took the recommended dose of medication to treat her headache.
Ingredient.
One of the things used to make something, especially one of the foods used to make a particular dish.
Examples:
secret ingredients. Compound the ingredients. Greed is the primary ingredient in the making of criminals.
Relation.
The way two persons or groups of people feel and act toward one another.
Examples:
relation between cause and effect. Relation of inclusion. The industrial relations laws were passed with little to no alteration.
Pension.
A regular payment to a person made by the government or a private company that is intended to allow them to subsist without working.
Examples:
a disability pension. Public pension funds. Because of the country's poor economic prospects, the number of pension defaulters has been increasing.
Romantic.
Of or relating to love or a sexual relationship.
Examples:
romantic movies. Romantic breakup. It was his first romantic love.
Involve.
To include or affect someone or something as a necessary part of something else.
Examples:
involve a lot of paperwork. Involve a high degree of risk. The investigation involves several government agencies and is expected to take several months.
Mighty.
Very large, powerful, or strong.
Examples:
mighty works. Struck a mighty blow. Only the mighty God has the power to brighten this dark land.
Instability.
The state of being unstable or uncertain and likely to change suddenly.
Examples:
political instability. Instability in currency markets. Lack of sleep and overwork often lead to emotional instability.
Privilege.
A special right or advantage that only one person or group of people has, usually because they are rich and powerful in a society.
Examples:
A breach of privilege. Privilege of membership. In the Middle Ages, the right to hunt in the wild was the privilege of royalty and nobility.